We start with Dame's warning. Ooh. Woj reporting that Dame's agent is warning teams. Do not trade for him. And we wonder why Portland's not impressed with what Miami's offering. Here's what Aaron Goodwin had to say. I do what I should for my client. Some teams I did call. Other teams have called me. It's a respectful relationship with most teams. Truthfully, he wants to play in Miami. Period. Well, that's pretty much solves it. Brew, do you believe that other teams should now stand down and not even try to get Dame?
No. Because at the end of and I don't mind. Look, Dame's trying to get where he wants to go. He's treating it like strictly business. But guess what? The Blazers need to do the same thing and will do the same thing. Now, I'm not saying he won't end up in Miami. That's fine. But for other teams not to look at him because of this, no. Go forward. Because here's the thing. Dame is a baller. At the end of the day, Damian Lillard is professional. Yep. He is a baller. He's a hooper. And he's a high character guy. So if he is traded somewhere else.
To the Jazz.
Particularly, another contender. If he did play his college ball in Utah. Yeah. Do you think he wanted to go to Utah and play in college? No, but he balled out. Do you think he necessarily wanted to go to Portland? He's from Oakland. Portland's a lot different than Oakland, all right? But he loves it.
Similar area.
Yeah, but it's demographics and everything is way
very different.
He loves it, okay? So if he were to go to Boston or Philly or some other team that's in the hunt, the Clippers even, I think he's going to play great and he's going to do his thing. And look, here's the history of it. Kevin Durant, when the Nets stood up to Durant and said, we can't find a trade, we're not trading you. You got 4 years left on your deal. By the way, Dame would have 4 years left on his deal. It's not like he can leave after a year. Yeah. What did Kevin Durant do?
He came out.
Hold on. But he planned on being there for the duration. He only left because Kyrie Irving bailed. But up until that point, Nick, 29 points a game, 56% shooting. He was playing great.
And the Nets had working for them something similar the Blazers have working for them, and I'll let you finish, which is, you know what Kevin Durant's favorite thing in the world probably is? Playing basketball.
Yes.
And same with Damian Lillard. Yes. You know what I mean? It is a job, but it's also they love it. And the Nets knew that. They knew, and I think the Blazers know, and you can go ahead, that he's not going to sit out. It's not going to be like, okay, I'm going to quit on the team. I'm not going to play.
And quit on your 4 years, $200 million contract that you have left.
That's all true.
Jaylen Brown. We've talked, now he's been upset for a while in Boston because his name's always in the trade rumors. But last year, being upset, being bothered, has his best year yet.
Sure.
Second team All-NBA, 26 points a game. So Dame is a baller, so teams should not beware.
That's all true. But I think we have somewhat, and I don't think any team should be afraid to make a trade offer. But we've lost the thread a bit. And I think it is in part because the Blazers' assistant GM used to work at ESPN, and it seems like there's a lot of forces pulling Dame away from the Heat for reasons that I can only rationalize as because the Blazers want a better offer. But right now, what do we know? The Miami Heat have made an offer. You know what we also know, I think right now? It is the best offer because it's the only offer.
The offer's not.
It's the only offer.
Well, it's not a good offer.
Okay, but it's the only offer.
I'm not trading Dame Lillard for.
But the problem is
they don't even want Tyler Hero.
The problem is this: the Nets believed we are still competing for a championship right now. The Blazers have made it clear we want to turn the page.
Right.
We want to start the new era. Not that you know what I mean? We talked about if the Blazers were going to trade Damian Lillard, even if he didn't demand a trade. That was never the discussion.
We were saying, no, they
need to do that. And everyone's like, well, Boston can make a better offer. They're not. Boston Globe reported 90 minutes ago. Boston not in on Damian Lillard.
It's looking like that with their moves.
Daryl Morey reportedly does not interested, according to me, Brew, Wendy, everyone, at least at the time, of trading Tyrese Maxey. If he doesn't, then they can't trump Miami's offer. I'm sure they would get involved if you want to do it without Maxey. I know there were rumors about not rumors, there was reporting about Dame, being intrigued by San Antonio. San Antonio made an offer yet? I haven't seen it. I know there's talks about Utah. Even Brew, Mr. Hardcore businessman, who you signed the contract, Brew has said, well, I wouldn't send him to Utah.
I'm willing to compromise with Dame.
Yeah,
Real talk.
exactly right.
You know,
Sure.
There are no
together.
other offers. So the problem is, people have been saying since the moment this trade first, when I first proposed it, not in response to me, but then when it became, really those were the bones of it. Hero, Jovic, the number 18 pick, who then became Jaquez, maybe Caleb Martin, salary filler and future picks. People have said, well, that's not enough. It's a terrible trade. And now, you know what all the reporting says? Might end up being the best trade.
I'm not doing it.
So what are you doing?
Nothing. It looks like Damian Lillard is playing for the Portland Trailblazers.
But they don't. Okay, go ahead.
It is what it is. If KD, they got 4 first-round picks and a low-key star.
Okay.
Gobert, 4 first-round picks, a pick swap, Walker Kessler, Vando, Malik Beasley. And I'm getting 2 first-round picks?
Okay,
At least give me 3, Pat Wright.
Okay, but so let's talk about this for a second there, because I would argue Jaquez is a first-round pick. You just have the name on it, right? But you're saying future first-round picks. Right now, the Heat can only offer 2. If they remove the protections they owe on their 25 pick or the 26 pick, they can then also include the 24 pick.
Okay,
but Tyler Hero, don't you think Tyler Hero is worth a decent first-round pick?
He's a good player.
He's a good, and so my point is, even if the Blazers
like
took him and then moved him, don't you think a team like the Spurs, who has Toronto's pick this upcoming year, might trade that pick for Tyler Hero? I don't know if you do a
whether it's
3-team
Hero
trade
or even Simons.
Exactly right.
One of them would probably become expendable.
But you have to be bidding against someone. And right now, everyone is saying how terrible the Miami offer is and how good other offers could be. Those other offers right now don't exist.
Right.
They don't exist.
Okay, then it looks like we're going to see him.
Here's the thing.
He has to create some leverage, and the leverage is you stay.
Here's the thing, though. With Durant, I mean, it was just a great basketball fit, right? He's Durant. Mm-hmm. But still, his position was his position, and the team was in position to compete for a championship, all right? In Portland, it will get very uncomfortable. And I'm not just because Dame might have a bad attitude if he does.
You just told me he's a professional.
No, but I'm not even talking about that. But I'm not. He can come in there and be as professional as he wants. They are turning the team over to Scoot,
Correct.
to the guy that plays his position. I'm just saying it would stunt either Scoot's development or Shaden Sharp's or Anthony Simons. Like, it kind of holds the team up from where they really want to go. If Dame plays, he's going to be the best player, and these other guys won't be able to be their full selves. So it could get uncomfortable.
Don't you think it's odd, and we can put up the Heat offer if you can, Hubs, that Aaron Goodwin came out and made this statement? I would think if I was Dame's agent that I'd at least want to shake the snow globe a bit to get another offer so that Miami can add a little bit extra so Portland would send him to Miami.
I think Dame right now understands that the Miami offer is not an unacceptable offer. It's not 140 cents on the dollar like the Gobert offer. It's not 100 cents on the dollar like the Durant offer. But it is not, you wouldn't look at it and say, that's the worst haul for a star we've ever seen. It's not an outrageous offer. Now, what is happening, and this is where I feel like it's important for the audience to understand, this is all, in my opinion, public negotiation, where both parties, Portland and Miami, feel like they have leverage here. Miami feels like we're the only place he wants to go. No one else is coming up with offers. Portland feels like you can do better, so do better. So right now, what I think they're honestly haggling about is Portland wants them to take Nurkic back in it because they want to get off the contract. And then Miami's probably like, okay, well, in that case, between Jovic and Jaquez, we want to keep one of them. That's what's going on.
Well, I also think that Portland could be saying, get a third team involved so we can get more picks.
Sure.
Because that's something that could happen.
For someone that wants Hero, if we don't want Hero, and by the way, I think ultimately that might happen. I think there are, I think Kyle Lowry could end up being in this trade in some capacity because he's an expiring deal if they're trying to get off Nurkic. But there needs to be another team come out and Danny Ainge of the Utah Jazz, if Portland really wants to be able to turn the screws and get the most possible, they need Danny Ainge to come out and make a trade offer. The problem with that is it is not in Danny Ainge's interest for Portland to get the best trade offer.
Yeah, but stick it to Pat Riley, old
Stick it to
Celtics.
Pat
And
Riley.
does Dame fit there? Are they ready to win
they
now?
don't, and they don't
That's
actually
it would
want
be
it.
pretend.
But it would be pretend. But my point is, if you're Danny Ainge, yes, you have hated Pat Riley for 35 years. I understand that. Hate's maybe too strong. You've had a long-standing rivalry. But you are one of the rebuilding teams in the West. Portland is one of the rebuilding teams in the West. San Antonio, one of the rebuilding teams in the West. Why would any of them engage in this just to be a leverage play to help Portland get a bigger return? It doesn't make sense for them.
Right.
It just
Look,
doesn't.
Portland doesn't need to rush, though. They don't need to rush.
Especially because Miami, if they do want Jaquez, they can't trade him
Right,
until
but
August
just
1
wait
anyway.
till force Miami to get some more stuff in, like a third team, and you can get more picks in the deal.
Ramona noting that Dame had some interest in going to the Warriors. Brew, we don't expect this to happen. Would you have liked to see this?
I mean, I wouldn't be dying to see it, but I wouldn't have minded this because I do think, I mean, their starting five of Steph, Clay, or assuming, Steph, Dame, Clay, Draymond, and Kevon Looney.
I like that.
I mean, that's a lot of firepower there. And I don't think, like, a lot of people would say, oh, here he goes. Look, Kevin Durant
personally,
went
by the
there.
way, I like Andrew Wiggins, and Bruce putting him on the bench.
Oh, I forgot my man Wiggins.
I mean,
You're right.
that is tough for
unless they brought Clay off, but my point is, a lot of people were like, well, would you like seeing Dame on such a stacked team? Well, we saw Kevin Durant there. Dame's not Kevin Durant, all right? And so if Durant got credit, even though some people discredit him, if he got credit for winning there, Dame would get some credit. Now, I'll say this. For Dame, let's say they won a championship, this wouldn't be
It would feel different.
like a legacy-changing ring for Dame. If he goes to Miami and they win it, if he went to Boston or Philly and they won it, it's a legacy-changing ring.
1,000% agree.
You go to Golden State, which has won 4 rings without you.
Yeah.
It's not, hey, that's great. Dame finally won. It's awesome.
Oh, Chris Paul got one too.
Right, doesn't change your legacy at all.
And listen, it would not be the same as Durant because Dame's not a guy who had won league MVP recently, and the Warriors aren't coming off a 73-win year. But it would be similar in this regard. The Durant had gotten knocked out in the conference finals by the Warriors. Dame's only conference finals appearance. He got washed out by the Warriors. And listen, this is make believe, particularly in this regard. If you don't like the Heat offer, you would have hated the Warriors offer because Poole would have to be a part of it. He's worse than Hero. I think, even though you like him more than me, I
think they're very similar.
Okay, I think Hero has more value, but set that aside. They're similar. It's not like the Warriors have this cachet of a ton of draft picks, all of it. Here is what is fascinating about this thought exercise.
Sure.
It would have been, first of all, Steph and Dame on the same team. We talk about changing the geometry of basketball. It would break the geometry of basketball.
Oh, so that's interesting.
The greatest deep shooters in league history being on the court at the same time, what that would open up for everyone else. I would have just liked to see it just to see how basketball then evolves from there. Here's the other part of it. If the Warriors would have been able to do this and were super cutthroat, they would then also have to trade Clay. Because Brew, you know what I mean? I know the starting lineup that would make sense there is Steph, Dame, Wiggins, Draymond, Looney, with Clay's expiring contract turning into, or not expiring, but not a lot of, turning into role players and defenders. And by the way, had you walked through those doors, they could have won a couple of times. I mean, Steph and Dame with Draymond, Wiggins, and Looney as a starting lineup, that might be the best team in basketball next year.
Bench.
Well, I don't think they would have had Chris Paul because I think that, but whatever it is, I think it would have been really fascinating, but I think it would have necessitated trading Clay, which they're clearly not doing.
Detroit, Denver, OKC, and Houston, the only teams we haven't discussed Dame going to. Stay tuned next week. Tune in.
Amazingly, we haven't done the Lakers.
Well, we've hinted at it.
No.
You've said it.
No,
we've never
No, I said
mentioned the
Harden
Rockets.
would have fit with the Lakers.
He had his chance. Harden would fit with
He did have his chance,
his
and then
chance, and he was
LeBron,
like,
remember LeBron and
super
AD
team.
brought him up to, he rode up
yeah.
the elevator.
That
One of
was
your
Miami-
favorite
like the
kind of a
long
super team,
driveway.
What? Yeah.
Miami gets him. That's a super team.
Miami.
That's a super team?
They just went to the finals.
as underdogs.
They've been to the finals twice in the last 4 years.
I don't know if it's a super team when
It's a
Bam
super
is
team.
not a
Not a
Hall of
super team.
Famer and Jimmy
Well,
just
we'll
got
see.
in a week ago,
We'll
according
see
to
what
you.
Bam is.
Okay.
You know?
team.
I don't think that's a super
You
team.
just stumbled onto a great topic.
It is.
Well, I should have done that
Yeah,
instead.
we should have done that. We're gonna start fresh.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get more from the show and to check out clips from other shows on FS1.